Well, good afternoon. It's a sunny, little breezy afternoon here. I'm coming to you from Handy Andy's nursery, of course, and I'm back in our courtyard, and I'm glad you could join in and tune in and visit me again for this this week's edition of our What's Up Wednesday. Have some fun things I want to share with you, of course. As I mentioned in the post I made earlier today or last night, whenever that was, I run short on figuring out where I'm at anymore. I just can't keep one day straight from the next. So, but I plan to talk with you about some shrub choices today. But as I say, I am back in our courtyard here this afternoon, and it's a beautiful day, a little breezy, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Just a beautiful summer day. So enjoying that weather. Hope you're doing the same. Want to share some shrub options with you today. As I've said already, want to highlight and showcase some things that are coming up. Of course, I am continuing to try and restock on outdoor material. There are some things that, of course, I'm out of, and some things I'm trying to get more of. And so always tune in to these videos to try and get a little bit of a look at what will be coming available kind of off and on throughout the rest of the summer. I have numerous trucks scheduled for arrival the rest of this summer, the 15th of the month, the 1st of the following month, and so after the 4th of July now, I have a couple of trucks scheduled to come that should help to improve our stock a little bit. I did get some fruit trees in, so I do have some plums, I do have a few pear again, and I have some selection of apple trees again. I will have more of those again coming after the 1st of the month, but I do have a few things as far as fruits are concerned in stock again. I also will have some fun ornamental tree options coming in. I did get some Hot Wings maple in stock again, which are beautiful trees on the City of Williston's approved boulevard list. And I did get a few amber maple in also, and I have tree lilac here, which are beautiful trees, ornamental, kind of blooming right now. But I'm going to visit with you about shrubs here in just a minute. But after the 4th of July, I do have some fun things coming in. Hopefully some more barberry, and hopefully some Royal Raindrops crabapple, which is a red-leafed crabapple. If you're familiar with the Canada chokecherry, which has the purple leaf throughout the summer, then this is going to be something similar to that. It's a new cultivar to me. I keep looking for some of those that I'm more familiar with, but I'm just not finding them, and so I'm grabbing this one, and hopefully it's going to be something that's great for the ornamental space. But let's flip around, and we'll look at some shrub options for shade, as I mentioned. So we're going to live in the dogwood group here today. We're going to look first at this neon burst dogwood. This beautiful chartreuse colored dogwood is a semi-dwarf dogwood. It's not the shortest of maybe any dogwood that you'll ever find, but the neon burst is smaller than the red twig or redosier dogwood. It gets only about 4 to 5 feet, has this beautiful chartreuse foliage to it. It would benefit from a little bit of a break from the sun. It does do well in shade. Dogwood tend to do a little bit better in shade. Their color may not be quite bright yellow. It's almost washed a little bit on this leaf. Almost getting a little bit too much light, turning almost yellow on this leaf. So you should really kind of expect it to hold on to its chartreusey kind of a green that you see right here. And it would do that even in the shade. It does have a bronzy color in the fall. You kind of see that bronzy color happening on this new growth. Something you can kind of see when you look at plants and the new growth on the plant. When you think about what happens in the fall and why these plants change color, you have to think about what's occurring in the plant. And actually what's going on is when the plant leaves out in the spring, it develops that chlorophyll pigment in the leaf, which helps it to produce food, right? We all learned about photosynthesis in our school days and have since forgotten everything that there was to learn about that. But they put on that chlorophyll that develops in their leaf, and then that allows them to make food for the summer. What happens when the day length starts to go backwards and we get some cooler nights and some shorter days is that chlorophyll begins to die. And so then you're left with the color that was always there like what you see on this new growth of this dogwood. So that's kind of a little bit of a glimpse again of the fall color, the bronzy kind of reddish fall color that you'll see on this neon burst dogwood. Again, it's a semi-dwarf. It's 4 to 5 feet, so that's pretty small for a dogwood, not super big. The very famous here ivory halo dogwood, which is the variegated leaf dogwood. You see the yellow or the white edge on the leaf, and that's what we call variegation in plants. When plants are variegated, that's what we're looking for, is a variegated or a multicolored kind of a leaf. Ivory halo is 4 to 5 feet. It's a dwarf variety. It does very well in the shade too. It also benefits from a break from the sun. It doesn't love all day sun. It can tolerate it, but it just doesn't prefer it. It's really going to need the water if it's going to get all day sun. Dogwood like water. They do really well in kind of marshy areas. The one that I'm kind of excited about is this one that is new to me right now. Brand new. This is the first time we've had this one in. This is a Bailey introduction, Bailey Nursery introduction. They're out of Minnesota. This fire dance dogwood is like the red twig dogwood, except that it doesn't get 8 feet. It only gets about 4 to 5, 3 to 4 it says on the tag. So this one is a red twig dogwood that doesn't get any bigger than about 4 or 4.5 feet. Great for a north side or a side that maybe is under trees and doesn't get a lot of direct sun. Also going to have kind of a bronzy red fall color. You kind of see some glimpses of that there in the tag. That's its fall color. There, the new growth opening on that picture there. But it will have this nice green large leaf all throughout the summer. Kind of a great plant again for the shade. Another shrub that would be good for a shade environment would be ninebark. And this Dart's Gold ninebark has again a lemony foliage, much like the Neon Burst, but has a lemony foliage, going to be kind of 4 or so feet. It says 5 by 5 on the tag, but roughly 4. And it's going to have this kind of spaded leaf to it. Ninebark kind of have that. And there are dark leaf ninebark as well, although don't expect them to maintain the rich brown leaves in the shade environment. They may be a little bit more kind of greeny brown than they in the shade as they would be if they were in full sun getting all that direct light. They might be a little more brown, but just like the Neon Burst is a little bit more yellow, bright yellow. In full sun, it's going to be a little bit more chartreusey green, a little less sun getting to it in the shade. But they tolerate the shade very, very well, these shrub options. Think dogwood, think ninebark. You can do pretty well with spirea in shade. Again, don't expect the color, the foliage color, to be quite as vibrant. And in shade, just do not expect a lot of blooming to occur. So these plants really are not prized for their bloom. They're more prized for their foliage color, which is pretty normal in the shade gardens. You kind of want some things that offer a little bit of some contrast as far as the foliage is concerned. The ivory halo, that dogwood that I showed you, is often chosen because it offers a different foliage color. You got that variegation again, that change on the leaf where you've got some white edge to it. Maybe you're familiar with hostas. Hostas also often have a variegated leaf, and they add a lot of interest as far as foliage is concerned to the shade environment. Not a lot of blooming in the shade. There are some things that will, but most of the time when I'm designing something for shade, I'm usually looking towards different foliage textures or things of that vein to try and improve the way my shade garden might look. There are some things that will flower in the shade, but a lot of annuals that really are often what we end up using for color in the shade. Some things like impatiens, begonias, some things like that tend to offer us some foliage color. So that's a bit of some shrub options for shade. We do have a nice selection of outdoor product now. There are some things that, like I said, as I started, we were a little bit limited on still, but we're working to improve that. A nice selection of perennials down our center sidewalk. Again, there's lots of beautiful blooming things. I'll kind of flip that around and let you see that we do have quite a bit on the shelf here now again. So we're very happy about what we kind of have available. some things starting to bloom, of course, this time of year. Some things you should be looking to see bloom. I mentioned that in the video that I did on Saturday, the shout out Saturday, and I've had that circulating on Facebook a little bit. But you should start to look for Russian sage to be blooming. Salvia, of course, still should be blooming right now. Gaillardia, our blanket flower, those all should be in bloom at this time. You might start to see some sedums beginning to bloom or starting to think about blooming pretty soon. That is about the right time. Sometime in mid-July, they kind of tend to start getting going on that. But we do have a nice selection of perennial options and a nice selection of shrub options right now to choose from at the store. Of course, as I say, things always kind of trying to arrive. After the 4th of July, I do expect some more shrubs to come in. Some of you have been in here looking for arborvitae. You've been looking for globe arborvitae, or you've been looking for the upright, taller arborvitae as a visual barrier that you might be using that for, or on the corner of a home. And I should have some more arborvitae coming after the 4th of July sometime. So that is something you'll want to check with us. I have a truck scheduled for the week after the 4th, so that 5th, that Monday. I have a truck coming that week, and then on the week of the 15th, that week, that's the middle of the week, but that week, hopefully, I have 2 trucks scheduled that week for some restock on some shrub items, some shrubs and some trees. So always, if there are questions, we always want to do our best to answer any questions that you may have regarding gardening. So if you have questions, do send those to us on our Facebook page. Do message us, leave a comment here on the videos, and come and have a look at what we have to choose from. I do want to showcase a couple of tropical options, because we do have a nice selection of tropicals too right now. We did finally get in some prayer plant. Some of you often are looking for these, or you call us for these, and do we have any? No, we don't have any right now, but we do have today some Maranta again, some prayer plant. We also have some Calathea up in the front building. Those are back in the classroom area. We do also have some Chinese evergreen, which are one of my favorites. I really love Chinese evergreen as a house plant. They're a nice, tough plant. There are also some fun blooming fuchsia for shade. Here you see a fuchsia blooming in the greenhouse. And I love fuchsia. Fuchsia have a pretty flower too. And they're great in shade. They tolerate the shade quite well. They do have this pretty little upside down kind of a flower to them. A rather fun plant. Here's a firecracker fuchsia. This one's an upright fuchsia. A little bit of a different flower. So always trying to get some new things in that are attractive and that are fun. So if you were here earlier in the season, don't think, oh, well, I was there and I saw what they have. No, we've always got new stuff coming in. So do always if you're in town, take a stop in and see what new things that we might have here that maybe you missed when you were here in May, or that we have gotten since that time. So always want to be here again, as I say, as a resource. Going to flip around and show you these shrub options again and just highlight those. Again, the Darts Gold 9-bark, that kind of a lemony, chartreusey foliage. Don't forget about the Little Devil 9-bark, the Summer Wine 9-bark. Those are a chocolate or a kind of a brown foliage. Here again, the Neon Burst Dogwood. You see the fall color again on that dogwood. And the Ivory Halo Dogwood, which is the variegated dogwood. And the new one, that Fire Dance, this short variety of red twig dogwood that will be kind of a little more behaved. It'll only get 3 to 4 feet. I'm really excited about this. It's kind of going to make the dogwood kind of fun again. The beautiful fall color, of course, that you expect from the red twig dogwood, that kind of reddish color. And of course, most of the dogwood have a red stem to them, so they have some winter interest with some red stems that stick up out of the landscape during the winter months. So last thing I'll tell you is some plans that we have as far as our hours through the 4th of July. We are planning to take a little bit of time over the 4th of July, and so you've maybe seen on our doors as you visited us, or you heard it on our phone message, that we do plan to be closed Friday the 2nd of July through Monday the 5th, and then open again that Tuesday. So if you're looking to do any work in your yard that weekend, you would want to try and arrange to come at a time when we're still open. So we will be open that Thursday the 1st, and we'll be open then again on the 6th, that Monday. So open this weekend, of course, and we would love to have you visit us. If you, again, have any questions, we'd love to answer those. So leave those in the comments. With that, I'll say good luck and happy growing.